What's up, guys? Welcome back to ManCave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. Today we've got a figure that we just recently picked up from our friends over at Time Collectibles. That's a toy store that I typically hunt in my toy hunt, so if you haven't checked those out, go do that. We've hit these guys up many a times. They got a lot of great products there in their store. They do ship out, so definitely check out Time Collectibles. What we got in front of us here is the Masters of the Universe Origins Rise of Evil 2-pack. So this is a 2-pack that contains KELDOR and KRONIS, which were Target exclusives. This was a very tough 2-pack to find. I never actually saw it in the stores myself. However, I did see a lot of folks able to find it. But I think for the large part, this one really took some time if you wanted to be able to add this to your collection. So we're going to take a look at it today. We're going to break these guys out of packaging. But first off, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging itself. We've got amazing artwork on this package, just as we have received with pretty much all of our Origins figures up to this point. They're just doing a really good job over at Mattel at really giving us something that looks nice on the shelf if you're an in-package collector. I will not be, I never have been, but I can't deny the amazingness behind this package art. Got a really nice box window here. We can see KELDOR, we can see KRONIS, no problem. Most of their accessories are visible here. Down below, KELDOR, Evil Apprentice of Hordak, Origins KRONIS, Evil Criminal from Another Dimension. Got some Mattel branding down there in the bottom as well. Coming on around to the side, just a little bit of wraparound artwork there. Rise of Evil there on the side. And then flipping on to the back, we've got additional artwork up there of KRONIS and KELDOR battling Randor, Man-at-Arms, and a few others. We've also got a little bit of information here about the head replacement there for KELDOR if you wanted to turn him into Skeletor, and a little bit about the articulation, as well as some of the other deluxe figures that are available right now. I think a lot of folks are finding the Ram Man and Clamp Champ out and about. Panther, obviously, we've seen him a few times on our toy hunt, however, not the flock version, which we are on the hunt for. And then back to this side, we continue to get that wraparound artwork, and here we've got some of the A-listers in Beastman, Triclops, Merman, and Evil Lyn. Let's go ahead and crack these guys out of the packaging and see what we got. All right, we got our KELDOR and KRONIS out of packaging and onto our view table. As always, let's jump right into accessories. So we'll look at KRONIS first because he does come with only one accessory. That is his black blaster here. It is just a black molded plastic gun. There are no paint apps on this one, but the detailing, the sculpt work looks nice. You can see here it does have a little peg hole. However, I'm not really sure what that peg hole is for, as that there's not really anywhere to peg that in. So that is it for KRONIS. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look at KELDOR. So KELDOR came with the most accessories. First off, you can see the head that he come with. That is his KELDOR head. He does have a swap out here with a Skeletor head, and these eyes are pretty cool. It's like a plastic red translucent plastic for the eyes, so it looks really good. It looks like, it would have a light piping feature to it. However, there's not really anywhere for the light piping to occur. But it is a translucent plastic, so even when the light hits it a certain way, you can see kind of there, it definitely kind of brings those eyes into the forefront. It looks really nice. The paintwork is really well done on this face sculpt. As far as QC issues, the teeth are extremely well painted. I'm sure you can see that on camera. And then it just has kind of his purple hood there over the top of that, which is connected or maybe even molded into, into that head there. Then he gets his staff, which is a fantastic look. It's got a purple that kind of fades into a green translucent up here. So the staff is pretty much a reissue of the staff we've already gotten with our Skeletor figure, but again, they just did these different paint apps, and it looks phenomenal. This looks really nice to be having that translucent green there, that translucent green plastic. There we go. Just looks amazing. Mine did come a little bit bent out of package. The way they packaged it, it's almost inevitable that it comes out a little bit warped, but I think it's something you probably could heat up, straighten out, and then just, stick it in some cold water and it'll be fine. And then the last accessory is the sword, and this has kind of the same type of paint apps as what we saw there on the staff. We're purple here at the bottom with a green translucent. You can see that my finger is behind that. You can see how it kind of adds a little shade to it when you do that. It is a translucent plastic up top as well. It looks phenomenal. I love this sword, and I'm so glad it's not a half sword the way they've done with a few of the other figures. It is nice and beefy, just solid plastic, but it looks really good. So let's go ahead and take a look at our figures. So we'll take a look at KELDOR first. We'll go ahead and bring him in for his close-up. So Mine, right out of the packaging, and I saw this actually in the packaging, has a lot of black paint kind of in random areas. You can see there on the bottom of his jawline, the side of his jaw. The nose is terrible, and a little bit of paint, kind of scuffed off there on his eyebrow. So a lot of QC issues on the face here for KELDOR, which is okay. I think a magic eraser may fix that, being that, this is just blue sculpted plastic. So I think I'll be okay with that. Continuing to move on around to the back here, we've got this cape. This cape can come off. All you would do is just pop the head off, and this, just basically just hangs around his neck. It'll come off with no problems. We'll take a look at how he looks without the cape here in a minute. He does have his armor bits here across the front, and that will come off too. You can actually see here that this has already come loose, and that just pops back in just like that to hold his armor on. He does have, and I'd call almost like a belt with a loincloth there kind of draping across the front. That will come off as well. And then moving on down, again, just sculpted plastic all the way down. And the purple boots down here. Looks really good. Got some gauntlets out here on the wrist that are sculpted into the arms. And the musculature, is pretty much your standard MOTU Origins bodies that, they've probably reused 100 times at this point. But maybe not 100. We don't have 100 figures yet, but you get what I'm saying. So that is KELDOR, looking really, really good. I really like the look of KELDOR. If you're not familiar with KELDOR, there's a couple storylines there. He could be the long lost brother of King Randor. This could be pre-Skeletor, eventually turning into Skeletor. Most folks believe those are the same people, KELDOR and Skeletor. That would be my thought process as well. Let's go ahead and look at KRONIS. Now, KRONIS is kind of the pre-Trapjaw. So he eventually turns into Trapjaw. And I'm sure if you're looking at this character, you can definitely see the similarities. We'll bring out Trapjaw and do a comparison here toward the end of this video. I always thought the head and the little helmet looked really dumb on KRONIS when I've seen him in the comic books and different storylines. I've always thought this was kind of a dumb look, but it was what they were going for. So looking at the face, really well sculpted. The teeth are done well. Eyes, we don't really have the QC issues up here in the face that we have on KELDOR, so it looks really nice. This is painted real nice in that kind of neonish pink look. Again, the QC related issues not there that we've seen on KELDOR. We do have our logoing here by Mattel right there on the small of the back. He's got his vest on here. This does come off. You just would pop that off if you wanted to remove the vest. Again, looking very similar to the same body mold that we have with most of the Origins figures. And then coming down, you've got the gauntlets, which are the same as what we had on KELDOR there. Now, where KELDOR had two holding hands there, KRONIS ended up getting a holding hand and then just an open palm hand here. No additional hands. Obviously, we've already went over our accessories for these guys. Moving on down, got a little bit of QC related issues here. You can see the black just randomly goes off into the upper thigh. A little bit here on this side as well. We got that nice neon accent coloring there. And then the boots pretty much all the way down. So yeah, this guy looks really good. I think he's going to be a great addition to the collection there. So if we want to pop in some of these accessories, pretty easy to do. You just take the gun, it pops right into that. And then, it's kind of nice that they gave the hand the way they did, because you can kind of take it and let him hold the rifle kind of with both hands. So that's a pretty good look there, probably similar to how I will pose him. As far as the KELDOR figure goes, obviously you're just going to pop in your weapons, very easy. And man, I just love that sword there that he has. He's got his staff here. One nice thing about these figures, they all do hold their weapons very well. The way they are molded into kind of the perfect fit for each of the weapons that they give them. So there's that. As far as his head swap out, it's very simple to do. You're just going to pop this head off. You're going to pop the Skeletor head on, and there you have your Skeletor figure. Now that looks really, really good as well. That almost makes you want to pick up two of these so you can have both. I actually think I like the look of all that and the makeup of all that combination. I like that even better, I think, than the original Skeletor we got, even though obviously it's the more nostalgic version. This is just a very intimidating and serious Skeletor here with kind of all these accessories and the armor, the cape. That's just a really cool look. So if you're joining us for the first time here, we'll take a look at articulation real fast. We'll use KRONIS here. As far as looking down, we can get to there. Not much up, pretty much straightforward. Full 360 in the head, no problem there. Get those shoulders up to there, full 360, single jointed elbows, got a wrist hinge here, back and forth, 360, swivel at the waist. We can get those legs way out to do the splits. No real swivel there at the top of the thigh, no cuts in the thigh, single jointed knees, a slight amount of ankle rocker for these guys, but not a ton. Not a whole lot of back and forth either, just due to the bulkiness of the boot. We do have a calf cut here. I actually about missed that one. We actually have a cut right in the middle of the calf and articulation there at the knee. So you're going to have two swivels, both within about a ½ inch of each other, right there on the leg. So let me go ahead and grab a couple guys from the Origins line. We'll do some size comparisons and some look comparisons with the original Skeletor and Trapjaw. All right, guys, so we got our original Skeletor. I will tell you I have a custom head on the Skeletor. If you're not familiar with this line, if you are, I'm sure it stood out immediately for you. I wanted to go with a little more cartoon accurate version. I don't care a whole lot for the Origin Skeletor head. Even this one here, even though I do like the look of this on that body, I may actually see what this custom head looks like on that body. And I'm not sure what I did with the original head there. So we're really just doing this for size comparison and just the comparison of the outfit itself. So if we look at our Skeletor figure here and our KRONIS figure, even his armor bits here are identical. They're just painted slightly different. This is molded in a darker color purple plastic. This is a much lighter. The loincloth area here is the same sculpt. Again, just a darker purple. I do like that they went ahead and colored the symbol here, as well as gave a little accent coloring on the little jewel there in the middle of his chest, where on this we didn't get any paint whatsoever. The staff is the same. We've already discussed that. And then obviously the feet change out here. The boots are different. We have a lot of sculpt work here on the boots for the original Skeletor, where these are just basic boots. Coming over to our KRONIS figure, you can see obviously the resemblance there with Trapjaw. KRONIS did not get the belt that Trapjaw has. KRONIS has two arms, where he does have his mechanical arm that he can do swap outs as far as his weapons are concerned, but the legs are pretty much just a reissue here, as well as the pelvic area for Trapjaw and KRONIS. The body molds do appear to be the same as well. However, it's kind of noticeable that this is more of a flat look, where KRONIS has a little bit of a kind of a glossy sheen to him. So that's a little bit different. And then Trapjaw's arm here is also a different type of arm. You can see it has a little bit of a kind of mechanical look to it to kind of fit the bill for Trapjaw. One thing I do want to do here real quick while we're on camera, I do want to do a swap out on that Skeletor head with the KELDOR body. There we go, guys. Check that out. I know this really ain't part of the video. This ain't what we were going for, but once I seen it, I kind of had to do this right quick on camera. So this custom head, just so you know, I did pick this up on eBay. If you just go out and Google custom Skeletor Origins head, you will be able to see it if it's still in stock. I believe I paid about 25 bucks for it. So just a little advertisement for that. I don't know who the guy is. I'm not advertising for him. I don't know anything about him or what he does, but I do know he made a really nice custom Skeletor head, and it looks fantastic on the KELDOR body. All right, guys, so that is it for today. That's our 2-pack. I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. If you did, hit that like button for me. It helps get these videos out there for other people to be able to see. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, consider subscribing. We just recently passed 5,000 subscribers. We did a really cool giveaway. We'll have more giveaways on the way as the channel continues to grow. And then as always, drop those comments down below what you think of this 2-pack. Were you able to find it? What are your thoughts on it? I love hearing from you guys and being able to have those conversations in the comment section. I hope everybody has a good rest of your weekend. Until next time.